Section 23. First, some definitions. Pan is the Greek god of the wilderness, of shepherds, of nature. I think that he might have been depicted as like a little faun. I think if you picture the faun playing the pipes, that was Pan. Arcadia was the wilderness. It was the home of Pan. It was a place where man and nature lived in harmony together. Kind of these beautiful, beautiful lush rolling hills and a simple agrarian life. Argive height. Argive, meaning of Argos. Argos was a Greek city. This section is very traditional. I think when Tennyson would have been in school learning poetry, they would have been taught all of these classical Greek references. Poetry, music, learning, education at that time was very much about classical education, and all of these symbols would have been pretty typical. This is what they would have been taught poetry is. Poetry is these references to classical Greece. And they knew all that stuff much better than we do today. We know about Zeus and Hercules and some of the stories that they talk about, but they would have known. They knew all the different gods and many different stories, many more stories than we typically know today. So this would have been a typical standard poem. He was getting back to familiar symbols and references with this one here. He makes a reference at the beginning to the shadow who keeps the keys of all the creeds. From the section 22 that we read earlier, we know that the shadow is death. So how does death keep the keys of all the creeds? Creeds meaning like beliefs, all the different churches or belief system, religions, different religions. Tennyson said that it was because at death, after death, we will know which of all of these were true, which is true, and maybe some of all of them were true, and we will know that at death. So death keeps the keys of all the creeds. He paints a really glowing picture of his friendship with Hallam in this section. He says, the hills would hum, the leaves would hum, the murmur of the happy Pan. So like the world around he and Hallam as they're in their friendship together is just vibrating with the love and the joy that they feel for each other. In stanza 1, 2, 3, 4, there's this idea: thought leapt out to wed with thought, ere thought could wed itself with speech. Have you ever been with someone and you're in a conversation and you're just syncing so well? The kind of trite to say, but we finished each other's sentences. That idea that we were on the same page. We were seeing things from the same perspective. That's what he means in that little phrase there. That it's almost like our thoughts, we knew what the other was thinking before the other person could even say it. A lot of joy here. So, section 23. Now, sometimes in my sorrow shut, or breaking into song by fits, alone, alone to where he sits, the shadowed cloak from head to foot, who keeps the keys of all the creeds, I wander, often falling lame, and looking back to whence I came, or on to where the pathway leads, and crying, how changed it from where it ran, through lands where not a leaf was dumb, but all the lavish hills would hum the murmur of a happy Pan, when each by turns was guide to each, and fancy light from fancy caught, and thought leapt out to wed with thought ere thought could wed itself with speech. And all we met was fair and good, and all was good that time could bring, and all the secret of the spring moved in the chambers of the blood. And many an old philosophy on Argive heights divinely sang, and round us all the thicket rang to many a flute of Arcady.